And the U.S. is ramping up vaccination efforts as COVID-19 continues to claim lives across the country. Today, the federal government begins shipping out 1 million vaccine doses directly to about 6,500 pharmacies nationwide as part of its federal retail pharmacy program. CBS News' Mireya Villarreal reports from Mobile, Alabama, a state with one of the worst distribution rates in the country.
Irene Kozad's daily quest for a coronavirus vaccine starts early.
Of course, when I get up, first thing is on the computer.
So the first thing you do when you get up in the morning is check the computer?
I may have my coffee, but I'm on the computer checking, and I don't know how much more I can do.
Kozad is desperate for the vaccine. She and her husband, Mark, both have underlying conditions. He has congestive heart failure, and she spent 2019 fighting colon cancer. After surgery and 12 rounds of chemo, she beat it. Then COVID hit.
And I feel like I've lost 2 years of my life to things that were beyond my control. My husband and I, over the years, we were able to travel. He said one time, "Stick with me, baby, and I'll show you the world." And he did. And I really miss that.
The 70-year-old's vaccination options are limited. She says the nearest mass vaccination site to the Owa Amusement Park complex is first come, first serve, with people sleeping in their cars overnight.
Can you do that?
I just couldn't do it, not with my husband
and your health.
And my health, yeah.
Alabama ranks last among all 50 states in vaccinations per capita. Most health department vaccination sites are already booked through April. But the federal government is trying to expand access by directly shipping to pharmacies like Walmart. Micah Matthews is the Market Health and Wellness Director of this Walmart in Mobile. He says his store is already being flooded with calls.
There are hospital options here, but with COVID, it's so much harder for the community to get to the doctor. And we're in a perfect proximity to help people that maybe couldn't have made it to one of the large clinics.
Kozad lives more than an hour away from that Walmart, and for now, none of the stores around her are getting doses.
How does that feel?
Disheartening. It's almost like where I thought there was hope and light at the end of the tunnel. Now I'm getting depressed about it.
Are you ready to give up?
Yes and no. I mean, I've been through the cancer, so I'm a fighter.
So right now, Kozad has told me that she can't get the vaccine and she's struggling to get answers. So we did contact the health department. Here's what they told us. They said their biggest issue right now is just getting the vaccine to Alabama. They don't have enough doses right now in the state to actually put on those mass vaccination sites 7 days a week. So as of right now, people like Kozad are just going to have to sit and wait until they get more, because the moment that they get them in any of these retailers, big and small, instantly those appointments book up.
I can imagine. So, I was going to ask you, what is the problem in Alabama, and are other states seeing a similar problem? But it sounds like I'm hoping that is unique to Alabama, simply not being able to get access to enough vaccine, but maybe it's not.
I think what we talked about is, yes, getting the vaccines here, that's the biggest issue, right? But there's also logistics in the background that we all know about. One example is Walmart put out their appointments just a few days ago when they realized that they were going to get the vaccines and when they were going to come in. And it crashed their site, right? So you have Walmart, this huge company that is having their site crashed, and this is their worldwide site crashed, because so many people are trying to get on and make those appointments, which is a good thing. We want people on these sites signing up for the vaccination. But I think we're also seeing that same logistical issue with state databases as well. Tracking the vaccine, tracking appointments. All of that has been very difficult here in Alabama. And then access points. Where are you going to put this vaccine? That has also been a struggle for them. So I think putting them in retailers as big as this, like a Walmart, that is really going to help ease some of the issues that they're having in states like Alabama.
So the thing is, though, is you have to bring the vaccine to where the people in need are. The part of the reason why the first round of vaccinations kind of worked so well is because it was healthcare workers. So they just brought the vaccines to the hospitals where healthcare workers were, and they were able to get vaccinated. Now we're talking about seniors and other essential workers. Have local officials there said anything about, plans to ensure that the most vulnerable and most needy have access to the vaccine?
Initially here in Alabama, and every state is different, but here in Alabama, they started off by saying, I believe 70 and older were the people that could get the vaccination along with the frontline workers. And so just recently, they added a whole new group of people that were eligible for the vaccine. I think that's the first step for a lot of these states, is to adjust who the second tier is to get the vaccines. I think they realize, a lot of state officials, especially in a state like Alabama, that they're going to have to go out to some of these areas, the rural community centers, the rural pharmacies, and rely on them. We just did a story not too long ago in Texas with a rural pharmacy. I mean, there are people that are willing to travel 20 to 30 minutes, an hour even, in order to get there. But that's if they can guarantee that they will get that shot, because somebody who is 70 years old waiting in their car overnight, logistically and health-wise, they just can't do it. So I think what we're going to have to see is a lot more of coordination with these smaller pharmacies, and help from the state to explain to them, how can we do this in an efficient way and make sure that we're getting to the people in most need right now?
Yeah, the thing about chain pharmacies is they are sort of everywhere, but they're chains, so they typically wait for a certain amount of population to be in a certain location before they determine that it's good to open a business there, it's good to open a pharmacy there, which means these rural areas are not going to see any of these chain pharmacies probably ever. And so you're right, that local small mom and pop pharmacy is who they will have access to. We'll see how this all develops. Mireya, thank you very much.
Thanks, Anne Marie. Good to see you.